time to put Jesus to bed. When Jesus was crucified, I've already said it was a tremendous shock to his followers. This was defeat. They hadn't listened terribly closely, and he said, I will build the temple back up in 3 days after it's destroyed, and the symbolism of that. And he was dead. He was hanging on the cross. The apostles left. It was just 4 women at his feet when he died on the cross, apparently. He even told his mother, I'm not your son anymore. Your son is the Apostle John. He'll take care of you. Very unlikely that Jesus was taken down off the cross the same day he died. That was not why the Romans hung you on a cross or on a post. However, Jesus was hung up. You were left there to rot, for people to see this is what happens when there's sedition. It was such an evil and horrible way to die that it was forbidden to crucify a Roman citizen. And then usually after their bodies had been picked clean by the birds and the other animals that were able to scamper up there, it's called the skull place because the bodies and what was left of the skull would be just cast down into the little wadi there at the bottom of Golgotha. But somewhere someone came up with a story that Jesus had to rise for people to believe and for people to be saved. Because, of course, almost every Messiah story has the sinless one dying for the sins of the greater, and that sacrifice is supposed to make you feel unworthy, and that you have to strive to be as good and to be thankful that that person died for you. So now we have Jesus in a tomb. Either 1, 2, 3, or 4 women showed up at the grave. The stone has been rolled back. In the Gospel of Peter, which wasn't allowed to be in the regular Bible, Jesus comes out as a giant, and the crucifix follows him out of the tomb, and the crucifix is actually talking. That's kind of weird stuff. Let's just say the Gospels aren't in agreement on what actually happened. And that at the end of Mark, the women are told to go tell Peter that Jesus will see them in Galilee, and it says the women said nothing. Resurrection is really a matter of faith. I personally don't think that it is the be-all, hear-all of the life of Jesus Christ, because if we're taught to be like Christ, he sets a really great example for inclusion and love of enemy, turn the other cheek, take care of the poor, take care of the sick, take care of the needy. Don't worry about how you're going to be taken care of or dressed. Aren't the lilies of the field, taken care of by God? Faith is a tiny mustard seed that holds this great tree. And so the resurrection is something I have a very hard time believing happened. It seems like they're putting sprinkles on the cupcake. And it should be enough if Jesus is the Messiah of your life to see what his works were. And I'll leave you with one other thought. If I know that at the end of the movie I'm going to get off and go into heaven, it's not a great sacrifice to go up on the cross. It's a pain and it's suffering, but I like to believe that that if indeed there was a Jesus of Nazareth that performed all those miracles and did all those wonderful things, that he went to his death not sure of what was next. And that is the greatest show of faith in the entire Bible.